Every chosen one reaches a moment in life where the pressure becomes almost unbearable, the silence becomes deafening, and the path ahead seems completely blocked. But what most people don't understand is that these very moments are not signs of defeat. They are indicators of a divine setup. When God is preparing a chosen one for a comeback so great it will silence every doubt and scatter every enemy, the process often looks like everything is falling apart. But in reality, everything is falling into place. Before we dive deep into these powerful signs, take a moment to stay connected to messages that strengthen your spirit. If this message is reaching you at the exact moment you needed it, a moment of confusion, weariness, or transition, type 1111 in the comments section for divine blessings and alignment. And make sure you subscribe, because more messages of clarity, guidance, and divine truth are coming your way. 1. Your life enters a strange, uncomfortable pause. When a chosen one is about to rise, life begins to slow down in ways that don't make sense to the logical mind. It feels as though every area of your life enters an unexplained stillness. Opportunities you thought were guaranteed suddenly become silent. People who used to rely on you or communicate with you begin drifting away. Projects that once carried momentum seem to hit invisible walls. This pause is not laziness, not failure, and not stagnation, though it may feel like all three at the same time. It is a divine interruption. A celestial hand reaches into your timeline and presses the pause button with purpose and precision. When God is preparing you for elevation, He removes the noise that could distract you from hearing His instruction. If He allowed everything to continue at full speed, you would move based on habit, comfort, or routine rather than revelation. This silence you are experiencing is a spiritual recalibration. You may feel restless, uncomfortable, or confused because the pace of your life no longer matches the urgency of your spirit. But that tension is sacred. This slowing down is not punishment, it is preparation. You are being pulled out of your old rhythm so that God can synchronize you with a new one. Breakthrough requires alignment, and alignment requires quietness. It is in this quiet that your intuition sharpens, your spirit awakens, and your distractions fall off. Think of this pause as the moment before a slingshot releases. The further God pulls you back, the greater the force behind your forward launch. What feels like delay is actually acceleration in disguise. What feels like stillness is the gathering of divine energy preparing to thrust you into the next dimension of your purpose. This pause is your spiritual reset. The air becomes still, the noise softens, and the atmosphere shifts, because heaven is preparing to speak direction into your life. And when the pause ends, nothing will ever be the same again. 2. Old things start falling apart all at once. There comes a moment before every major elevation when everything familiar begins to disintegrate. Not slowly, not gently, but all at once, as if life is intentionally dismantling itself around you. People you relied on suddenly become distant. Jobs that felt stable begin showing cracks. Plans you were sure about crumble unexpectedly. Routines that once brought comfort now feel empty and ineffective. This collapse is not random, and it is not an attack. This is divine demolition. God is tearing down the structures of your old life so they don't become cages in your next season. Everything that starts falling apart is falling apart for you, not against you. When destiny calls, anything that cannot carry the weight of your future must be removed. Old relationships that kept you small begin drifting away. Environments that limited your growth become uncomfortable. Habits that kept you stagnant lose their grip. God is stripping away everything that was built on insecurity, survival mode, or broken identity. You cannot rise carrying dead weight from past chapters. This season feels chaotic because you can't see the blueprint yet. When walls are being torn down, it feels like destruction, but to the builder, it is preparation for reconstruction. In the same way, God cannot build your next chapter on foundations that were never strong enough to support your purpose. He removes what you would have settled for so He can give you what you were meant for. Yes, it is painful. Yes, it is confusing. Yes, it feels unfair. But all divine transitions feel like loss before they reveal themselves as upgrades. What you perceive as endings are actually spiritual beginnings wrapped in disguise. The falling apart is evidence that heaven is preparing a new structure, a new path, and a new season that aligns with your true calling. What looks like collapse is actually clearing space for your comeback. 3. You feel a deep inner shift you can't explain. Before anything changes externally, chosen ones always feel the shift internally. It begins subtly, an unexplainable discomfort with what once felt normal. You may find yourself losing interest in conversations that used to energize you. You feel disconnected from old patterns, old environments, and old versions of yourself. You sense that something is off, even though you can't pinpoint what it is. This internal stirring is heaven, signaling that your spirit has outgrown your current situation. You begin craving solitude, clarity, meaning, and deeper purpose. You feel spiritually sensitive, aware of energies, emotions, and intentions in ways you weren't before. You might feel a pull towards something greater, yet you don't know what that greater is. You may experience bursts of reflection, sudden awareness of your own habits, or a rising dissatisfaction with routines that once brought comfort. This shift is the soul preparing for elevation. It is the shedding of old identity layers so the real you can emerge. You cannot ignore this feeling. It follows you everywhere. It shows up in conversations, in your sleep, in your thoughts, and in the quiet moments when you realize you're no longer the same. This inner shift is not anxiety, it is not confusion, it is transformation, it is alignment, it is the spiritual version of a seed cracking open before it becomes a tree. The breaking is uncomfortable, but it is necessary for growth. Your spirit is being tuned to a higher frequency, preparing you for blessings, opportunities, and responsibilities that require a stronger, wiser, more awakened version of you. When heaven is about to elevate you, it upgrades your inner world first. You are being prepared from the inside out so that when the external blessings arrive, your spirit is ready to carry them without breaking. This shift is the first whisper of your comeback. 4. Isolation increases. Not because you choose it, but because you're chosen. Isolation is one of the most misunderstood signs of divine elevation. You're not withdrawing from people. People are withdrawing from you. You're not cutting ties. Ties are being cut for you. Invitations stop coming. Conversations shorten. People who once understood you now feel distant. You may even wonder if you did something wrong. But what you're experiencing is spiritual separation, not social rejection. When God is preparing a chosen one, He removes you from crowds, noise, and familiar patterns so He can work on you privately. Greatness is never formed in public. It is shaped in silence, in solitude, in unseen moments where God strengthens your foundation, clarifies your purpose, and purifies your spirit. If people stayed around you during this phase, their expectations, projections, and opinions would interfere with what God is trying to reveal. The isolation can feel painful, especially when it comes without explanation. But this loneliness is holy. It is heaven's way of saying, I need your attention, I need your surrender, I need your spirit still enough so you can hear me. Every chosen one goes through a season where they feel forgotten, overlooked, or invisible, but that invisibility is divine protection. God is hiding you until the appointed time, when your comeback will speak louder than anything you could say. You may wonder why relationships are falling away. But the truth is this: not everyone can go where you're going. Not everyone can handle the anointing you carry or the future you're stepping into. Isolation removes access from those who might contaminate your growth, interrupt your healing, or sabotage your elevation. This season is not about losing people, it's about gaining clarity. It is a cocoon season, where the caterpillar disappears from the world before emerging transformed. If you feel alone right now, understand this: you are not being abandoned, you are being prepared. And when the preparation is complete, your comeback will be undeniable. 5. Attacks intensify right before the breakthrough. Right before elevation, chosen ones experience an unusual increase in pressure, warfare, and spiritual resistance. It may come through unexpected emotional turmoil, financial instability, misunderstandings with people, or sudden waves of heaviness that feel almost unnatural. The timing of these attacks often feels cruel. You're already drained, you're already waiting, and suddenly the intensity turns up even more. But this increase in pressure is one of the strongest signs that a breakthrough is near. The enemy does not waste resources attacking someone who is stagnant. He attacks those who are on the brink of becoming dangerous to darkness. These attacks are not random. They are reactions. Your spirit is shifting, your frequency is rising, and your divine purpose is activating. Even before you see it, the spiritual realm feels the movement. The enemy senses your awakening long before you fully step into it. So he tries to confuse you, discourage you, overwhelm you, or push you into giving up right before your blessing arrives. But what you must understand is this: pressure increases before promotion. Storms come before clarity. Chaos rises before breakthroughs manifest. You may feel fatigued, doubting yourself, or questioning if you are even on the right path. Yet this very discomfort is confirmation. Chosen ones do not ascend without opposition. The magnitude of the attack often reveals the magnitude of the destiny waiting on the other side. You are not being punished, you are being refined. Every struggle is strengthening your spirit, sharpening your discernment, and preparing you for the responsibility that comes with elevation. The attacks you face in this season are meant to weaken old versions of you that cannot survive your next level. The fear is being drained out. The insecurity is being confronted. The doubts are being exposed. You are being tested not to fail but to prove what has already been placed within you. And when the breakthrough finally appears, you will realize every attack was a sign. Heaven was preparing to lift you higher. 6. You start losing fear and gaining clarity. In the midst of uncertainty, something strange begins to happen inside a chosen one. Fear starts dissolving. Not because circumstances improve, not because answers appear, and not because the challenges disappear. Fear fades because your spirit begins to awaken to the realization that everything you went through was shaping you, not destroying you. This inner calm is one of the clearest signs that you are entering a season of divine transformation. The panic that once controlled you begins declining. The confusion that used to cloud your thoughts begins clearing. The anxiety that once made you doubt yourself loses its power. This clarity does not come from logic, it comes from alignment. It is the result of God pulling your spirit into a deeper awareness of who you are and whose you are. Suddenly you begin seeing patterns, understanding lessons, and recognizing how your pain prepared you. You stop fearing what's ahead because something inside you knows you are finally becoming the version of yourself God always intended. Your intuition strengthens. Your decisions become more intentional. Your heart becomes steadier. You may still be surrounded by the same circumstances, but your internal world is shifting. The storm may still be raging, but you no longer feel tossed around by it. This peace is not natural, it is supernatural. It is a sign that God is transitioning you from survival mode to purpose mode. You begin to understand the battles you fought, the betrayals you endured, and the delays you faced were not setbacks, they were divine setups for growth. This clarity becomes a compass. It guides you through uncertainty with stability and grace. It shows you that the confusion was temporary and the fear was an illusion. As your spirit becomes clearer, your path becomes clearer. And before long you realize this inner stability is heaven's way of saying, "You're ready. What's coming is greater than what was lost." 7. You begin receiving unexpected signs, dreams, and confirmations. As your comeback draws near, heaven begins communicating with you in ways that feel too precise to be coincidence. You start seeing repeated signs, numbers, symbols, scriptures, phrases, or moments that speak directly to your situation. You might wake up from dreams that feel unusually vivid, meaningful, or prophetic. Even simple conversations with strangers or random moments throughout your day begin confirming what your spirit already sensed but couldn't articulate. These divine nudges are heaven's way of revealing that the season is shifting. When a chosen one is about to rise, God increases communication because He wants you aligned with your next assignment. You may feel drawn to certain messages, songs, teachings, or passages without knowing why. You may feel God speaking to you through intuition, gentle pushes, sudden clarity, or strong internal knowing. These are not coincidences, they are spiritual breadcrumbs leading you toward your next step. At this stage, your discernment heightens. You begin picking up on details you overlooked before. You sense truth more clearly and lies more quickly. Your dreams become more symbolic and purposeful. Your spirit becomes more sensitive to direction. This is God tuning your inner ear so you can hear Him clearly. When destiny approaches, divine communication increases. These signs are meant to remind you that you are not walking blindly. Heaven is guiding you. Your ancestors, angels, or divine helpers are orchestrating synchronicities that reassure your heart. God confirms His message repeatedly because He wants you confident, not confused, aligned, not anxious. Every sign you notice is evidence that the spiritual realm is moving on your behalf. Every dream is a message preparing you. Every confirmation is a reminder that your story is unfolding exactly as it should. These nudges are not accidental. They are preparation for the biggest shift of your life. 8. You feel a sudden burst of purpose, vision, or creativity. Before the comeback manifests physically, it always begins internally. After a long season of heaviness, confusion, or stagnation, something inside you suddenly wakes up. You feel sparks of ideas flowing again. You sense inspiration rising. You feel motivated in ways you haven't felt in months or even years. This is not random. It is the breath of God igniting your spirit. You may begin seeing visions of what you want to create, imagining new possibilities or feeling excitement about your future again. This renewed inner fire is a divine sign that your destiny is being activated. Chosen ones often go through long periods where their creativity feels blocked and their purpose feels distant. But when the comeback is near, God restores everything that felt numb inside you. Your passion returns, your energy reawakens, your focus sharpens. You begin recognizing ideas as instructions, not fantasies. Inspiration becomes guidance, vision becomes prophecy. This creative surge is also a sign that you are stepping into alignment with your true identity. You are no longer thinking from fear, you are thinking from faith. You are no longer creating from survival, you are creating from purpose. The heaviness that once clouded your mind begins lifting, making space for divine downloads. Ideas that were waiting for the right version of you to receive them. You may feel excited, emotional, or overwhelmed by how much is suddenly flowing through you. That is because your spirit is waking up. The seeds of destiny planted in you long ago are beginning to sprout. This is God whispering, get ready. Your time is approaching. Your creativity is not returning randomly. It is returning because what you are about to step into requires a renewed mind, a stronger imagination, and a revitalized spirit. Your comeback will be built first in your heart before it appears in your life. 9. You feel an unshakable sense that something big is coming. This final sign is perhaps the strongest of all. Even when nothing in your life outwardly suggests change, something inside you knows that a shift is coming. You may wake up with a sense of expectancy, go through your day with a quiet confidence, or sense a deep inner knowing that your story is about to transform. It is not wishful thinking, not delusion, and not imagination. It is spiritual discernment. Chosen ones can feel destiny before they see it. This inner knowing is proof that your spirit is aligned with what heaven is preparing. It's a calm anticipation that the pain you endured is about to make sense. The lessons you learned are about to become valuable. The tears you cried were watering the soil for the blessings that are now growing beneath the surface. You feel this shift because the spiritual realm is already moving, even if the physical world hasn't caught up yet. Nothing can shake this feeling, not doubt, not delay, not fear. You might still be waiting, but you no longer feel hopeless. You may still be fighting battles, but you no longer feel defeated. You may still be in transition, but you no longer feel lost. That quiet confidence inside you is divine evidence that breakthrough is not only coming, it's already unfolding. This sense of expectancy is the final confirmation that heaven is aligning everything: your steps, your opportunities, your relationships, and your timing. Destiny is positioning itself around you. Blessings are drawing closer. Doors are preparing to open. When a chosen one feels this unshakable shift, it means the spiritual climax is near. Something big is not only coming, it's inevitable. Your comeback is already written, already blessed, and already in motion. If you are experiencing any of these signs, even just 2 or 3, understand this: you are not breaking down. You are breaking through. Your comeback will not be small, silent, or ordinary. It will be a comeback that reveals why the battle was so intense, why the waiting was so long, and why God had to separate you before elevating you. This is the Zillion Mind Channel. If this message reached you at the perfect time, don't forget to type 1111 in the comments for divine blessings, and make sure you subscribe so you never miss a message meant for your spirit. Your comeback is closer than you think. Thank you for watching.